Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I have a Crackout challenge for you. So for those of you who are familiar with what we do here, I know you guys like these videos. For those of you who are new, this is something we do kind of for fun, and I want to thank anyone who has joined us, our memberships. A lot of this stuff that we do is certainly we're trying to upgrade stuff, but we're also having a good time with it, and your support makes that possible. So just so you know, you can support the channel just by watching videos, liking videos, sharing videos, but also subscribing, and also we actually have memberships. So a lot of this stuff we have fun with, and we're so glad to have you with us looking at this stuff. So the goal on most of these, of course, is to crack them out of the holder and get them to upgrade, and that's always the goal. Now, occasionally we have some luck with this stuff. So this is an 1897 Morgan silver dollar. It's $1897 that was in a PCGS MS64 holder, and it is a coin that I thought, you know what, this has a shot at a higher grade. That is language, by the way, that maybe it's old school. I don't hear guys say it as much as they used to, but I know that when I was coming up in the business, a lot of guys would say things like, it's a 4-shot 5. And basically what that meant was, you know, it's graded as a 4, but really, you know, it's kind of borderline. It's got a shot at a 65 if you wanted to send it back in and get it graded. Of course, this coin has a couple little marks there above the wing that are more noticeable just to the naked eye. But overall, I really like this coin, and I really thought this coin has a really good shot at being a 5. Now, NGC did not agree with me on that. They just called it a 4. So this is not going to pan out as far as a, you know, if someone was actually trying to do this for profit. So one of the things, of course, that I always tell people, don't do crack, kids. This is such a, it's really hard to get NGC or PCGS to necessarily agree with what you agree with, to see what you see. It's one thing to say that you really like a movie. It's another thing to say that your friend is going to like the same movie. So next up, I have a 1926 piece dollar, and piece dollars are wicked tough to get in 65s. And so this coin I really had an affinity for, and so I sent it in. Now overall, you've got a great field. I do want to point out now at this angle you can see just that little bit of scuffiness across her face. Those aren't really the big or heavy contact marks, but the overall quality of the coin is affected by smaller minor scuffs as well, especially if the grader sees it. If it catches their eye, they're going to downgrade a coin or change the grade maybe from what you thought was favorable. Unlike these contact marks that are above the eagle, which are more of just straight up contact marks, you can see them with the naked eye just when you're turning the coin. This has a little bit of a golden tinge to it. You've got the small little tone spots over here that you can see a little bit, and a nice coin though. I really like this coin, and NGC liked it enough to call it a 64. So a 64 is, you know, a $200 to $250 coin. A 65 is going to be something that's more of a $300 to $350 coin. So we were going for the upgrade. Overall, it's a lovely coin, and I am 0 for 2. All right. Next up, I've got this 1920 dime, which was PCGS graded MS63. And I want you all to look at this dime real close and tell me what you think. Now, overall, for those of you who like toning, I think you're going to like this coin. That obverse has a lot of toning to it. The reverse is mostly white. It is not full bands. I almost said full bell lines. To get full bands on these Mercury dimes, that's a strike designation, and that's going to be that center band that goes, you know, right down the middle there, across the middle of the fasces, the axe. So overall, really remarkable reverse. There are little to no contact marks on the reverse of this coin. Now the obverse is the tricky part, because the obverse is toned, right? And so you can always see with the toned coin, it go in a couple different ways, because once again, if the grader picks up on some type of marks that they see that they don't like, they can really downgrade the coin. But I think you can see how at an MS63, I really thought, man, I'm going to crack that sucker. And because a 63 is maybe a $50 coin, but a 64 is like 100. A 65 is like 200. But so it's got these big jumps from one grade to the next. And this for me is a little bit of head scratcher because there's times when, so in the previous two coins, I understand trying to go from a 4 to a 5. Lots of times you're just kind of borderline, and I get it. But this is a coin where I look at it and I just think, okay, PCGS called it a 3, NGC called it a 3. What in the world am I missing? And so some of you, of course, who are smarter than me are going to you'll tell me that. Go ahead and write in the box what I'm missing, right? Where are the contact marks? Where's the surface quality? It's not just contact marks, but it's a matter of, so if it's not contact marks, then you've got to be able to show me some scuffs or something that I'm missing. And that's like on the Peace Dollar, I pointed that out to you. I pointed out you definitely had some scuff marks or some quality issues on that coin. This coin to me is, unless you're just going to say that every last 1920 Mercury dime looks this nice and quote unquote, this is an average grade. So 63 is for an average graded coin, right? I'm somewhat baffled. And I'm also astonishingly, I'm a 0 for 3. All right, so let's look at this $1897 that is Mint State 63 by PCGS. And so this coin struck me right away because it has a proof-like quality to it. Now, as I recall on this coin, I was actually not necessarily trying to get it from a 63 to a 64 necessarily. I was just trying to get it to PL. Now, on the proof-like on these 1897Ss, it's not a big jump, but once again, it's just a designation. It's something that I thought would be fun. I am starting to put together like a list of different challenges, so to speak, that I'm going to try to do. Maybe it'll be like a scorecard, not a scorecard. Just things that you try to do, almost like a scavenger hunt, right? So I'm going to try to get a coin to get a plus, or a coin to get a PL, or one of these things. So the reverse of the coin, I think, looks more PL because it has a cameo contrast to it, right? You can see the cameo effects really pretty on that coin. And then you'll see on the obverse, it doesn't have the same cameo effect, but it has real nice PL fields. Now, you're going to have a lot of little scuffs on this coin on the cheek and stuff. And anytime you get a proof-like field, you're going to have a lot more scuff marks. You got this mystery line on the 9. I can't tell what that is just looking at it. But overall surface quality has the proof-like finish to it. I'm drawing back to another set of marks up here that I'm looking at that show up on the coin. Same here. You have like, let's see all those little contact marks. So there's a lot of little stuff going on this coin. So I'm not good with numbers, but I think a 62 is lower than a 63, but I'm not. No proof-like, no 63. This, so I don't know if this counts as like negative. I'm 0 for 3, and not only am I 0 for 4, like I feel like I should be 0 for 10 at this point. They downgraded this coin. Now 97S is a funny date because anything in the kind of the UNC range, the lower UNC range, there's UNC is uncirculated. There's not a big discrepancy in price. This. I mean, you gotta laugh sometimes at this stuff because it's just kind of cray-cray to me. I'm looking at that coin, I'm like, okay, the 62. All right. If some of you get mad at me for not being angry, okay, wait, we gotta look at this. Okay, OG. So the original green holder here on this 85 Morgan. All right, so this coin, I think you're gonna like, right? So who's the guy who owned the tuxedo shop? You're gonna like how you look, right? You're gonna like how this coin looks. So overall, I just really liked it. Really fresh coin. I don't know how else to describe it. The fields are super satiny. and just really nice. The reverse, of course, is just stunning on this 85 Philly. I'm going to look at the reverse because I like it more than the obverse. Couple little contact marks up there in the field. And then we're going to take a look at the obverse here. And you'll see it has some, a little bit of just like spotty toning, nothing. It's not attractive toning. It's just kind of there, right? And so maybe that plays against the overall grade of the coin, all that little spotty toning stuff. You know, because if you look at that stuff, they almost look like contact marks, but they're not. They're just toning. So, and then you get on the cheek and you'll see little breaks in the luster. Once again, the breaks in the luster aren't necessarily contact marks. Oftentimes they are just breaks in the luster. So I've had enough coins in 66 holders where I said, you know what, I'm going to give this coin a try. And 65 to 65. Now, this is the type of thing, once again, that normally I probably wouldn't necessarily try. Okay, actually, out of all the coins here, this might have been on my list of things that I would have done whether I had a YouTube channel or not. I like the coin. I like the idea of trying to get from a 5 to a 6. It's kind of on my list of things to do, of my scavenger hunt, if you will, my grade Crackout scavenger hunt. Finally, speaking of the grade scavenger Crackout hunt, this is something that was strictly done because I've got the channel. I would not play with coins like this necessarily or normally, and I would not recommend you do the same. This is an ICG coin that was graded ICG 65. 1879 is a date that has these wild spreads on it. It's a tough Philly mint, and you know, it's a coin that currently bid in 65 is like 400, 425, something like that. You know, in a 64, it's about $200. You know, and I actually paid in between those numbers. That 290 on there represents what I actually paid for this coin. So I had a dealer friend. He had a bunch of ICG graded coins, and you know, I skipped on most all of them. I was just like, this is not really the type of thing that most of my customers are looking for. But this coin I really liked a lot, and I said, okay, well, let's go ahead and grab it, and I'm going to play the Kraken music. I'm going to crack this out and just send it. And it's got a few contact marks in the field here, but overall a pretty nice reverse. A couple more contacts throughout this, in between the wings and the wreath. Liked the toning on the back, especially. The toning on the obverse may not be everybody's taste. I thought overall, though, it had a nice look to it. See, like there, so the funny thing is it's kind of got that toning where at a certain angle, it's a little flat, but then you get it at the right angle and the colors really pop. And actually, that's one of the reasons I bought it was this, you buying a coin for just one part of the coin, it seems kind of stupid, right? But this toning section here was really cool, right? And so maybe, you know, you get, toning has gone nuts. Like guys who are buying toned coins are just going batty. Now it's got some of these marks over here in the front field bit in front of the E that look a little bit more like, you know, old fingerprint marks. MS64. Okay, so this is not too unexpected. It's very hard to get a 65 on one of these Philly mints. I like the coin. I think it's pretty. Maybe I can still break even because of the toning on it, which is one of the reasons I played with it, because I thought, you know what, with the toning on it, maybe someone will get it even if I don't get the grade. I knew that this was a pretty good chance you end up with one of these coins that actually doesn't really, you know, get the same grade when you go in the ICG route. So, you know, generally speaking, this is still a lesson that, you know, be careful buying ICG coins. Kids, don't try this at home. 0 for 6. But we had some excitement along the way. It's like getting to the finals and then just getting blown out by the other team. But you know what? We were in the finals. So, all right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I've been TheCoinGeek. You can subscribe by clicking on the button in the corner. Watch more videos on the right side of the screen. And, of course, you can also join our membership clubs. Thanks for watching.